Hey, welcome to Guitar on Record, a show about some of my favorite guitar players and some of their most adventurous recordings. Today, it's a special record that I'm going to talk about. But before I get into that, I wanted to make a simple request. And if you're interested in what I'm doing or like what I'm doing, please subscribe. And also feel welcome to comment or correct me on gear stuff or even opinions. So, starting to get a lot of interaction with people, which is kind of fun. Well, a channel like this is so small, it's pretty easy to do. So, anyway, the record today we're talking about is this one, which is Frank Zappa, Shut Up and Play Your Guitar. This came out on vinyl in 1981, and I believe it was 3 vinyl records. I'm not sure if they all came out at the same time, and they might have been kind of staggered. Like, for some reason, I remember a 2 disc set, 2 vinyl record set, and then another record came out. I could be wrong. So, great record. Oh, and then the compact disc came out in '86 when Ryko bought the rights to his stuff. So, or I at least released it. They didn't buy the rights to his stuff till the '90s, till almost when he was passing away. So, anyway, some of this, like this disc, probably should be replaced because they've been remastered since, and I'm assuming they sound a lot better. But anyway, so a little bit about the equipment on this. I've been researching it a little bit. Obviously, on the front, he's got this Les Paul custom that he did tons of cool stuff with. Put a green ringer in it, had some parametric EQ, a bunch of cool kind of electronics. And on this picture, which I haven't seen mentioned, it looks like there's a Roland hexaphonic pickup on it for the guitar synthesizer. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what it looks like. So cool guitar. He used that in the maybe late 70s, early 80s for a while, till he started using Strats. But he might have used that longer. I'm not exactly sure on that. Some other stuff is as far as equipment. There's a couple songs on here. I'm not too sure how he got the sound, but it's like a Brackusberry pickup, like on an acoustic guitar or an electric guitar. And I'm not sure what guitar that is, but it's got this cool sound, and I'll point those tunes out. Also, it's reported, according to the Zappa Gear book, that he used a Mark II Mesa Boogie amp on a lot of this era of recording and live. I think this is pre-Carvin. And also some effects. This is a pretty heavy effects record for him. It features the green ringer on some tunes, the Mutron biphase, the Mutron octaver. There's some cool octaver stuff, and then the Dynaflangers. So those are kind of some sounds he's really known for. If you've heard this era of Frank, especially on these records. The record starts out really strong with 555, which is a cool kind of a riff with using force, where he's playing in 5, and they kind of do this great riff for a while, for about quite a few bars, with Vinnie and Arthur Barrow as the rhythm section on all but 2 songs on the whole collection here. And then it kind of breaks into this cool kind of long, cool solo. It's like kind of longer notes, like held notes, and with Vinnie going crazy over the top of it. So that's a cool song. That's a great starter. Hawk Heaven's great. It's got the octaver on it. It's got some neat... a lot of the tones on this are really neat and really like nothing else that I've heard from that time or since, really. So that's just kind of a cool song featuring the octaver. The next one's Shut Up and Play Your Guitar, and that's got a cool laid-back groove. Vinnie and Arthur Barrow kind of laying it out for Frank. And what I've noticed through a lot of the recordings is a lot of use of whole tone scales and kind of more exotic scales that I didn't hear him use a lot previous to this. Maybe a little bit here and there. But for the most part, that's the first time I really hear him kind of soloing like that. And actually, it's kind of makes sense because this is basically a huge collection of guitar solos, which on records there wasn't a ton of them all the time. So anyway, While You Were Out has a super cool. This is kind of that psycho-acoustic sound, or whatever you want to say. It's like acoustic and electric. It sounds like an acoustic guitar, but like really compressed and just kind of a really cool sound. So I'm not sure how he got that. If it was a Gibson J160, that's like a big-bodied Gibson acoustic guitar with a single coil pickup right at the neck. It might have been that, or it might have been an electric guitar with that parametric EQ. I'm not sure. It sounds probably, as I think about it, probably more like an electric guitar with a cool kind of filtered, combed, like parametric EQ on it. So that's a great song. The Heavy Duty Judy, that has a wailing, kick-ass guitar solo that I love. That's really great. And then Ship Ahoy is the last tune on the first disc, and that's with Terry Bozzio and Patrick O'Hearn as the rhythm section. And that's kind of cool, kind of from the effect standpoint. It has that triggered flanger filter thing that's kind of notching and stuff like that. That's really neat that I use on some songs around then. And there's actually a few effects that kind of do that as well now, like the Keeley Bubbletron or Bubbletronics or whatever that one is. I had that one for a while. Kind of a cool pedal for that thing. And then Eddie Van Halen did that on a few songs as well. Not sure how he did that, but anyway, cool sound, cool tune. The second record starts out with Deathless Horsey. That's kind of a neat piece. Lots of cool, like great kind of kinetic, frenzied guitar solo, but with lots of cool, like long melodic lines that just no one plays them like he does. I mean, they're really cool. And I guess what I'd also like to say is, like, I haven't listened to this record for a couple of years, and listening to it when I just wanted to start talking about this, I was reminded on how poignant a lot of these tunes are for me personally, and how much time I spent listening to them, and they just had a huge impact on me and Frank in general. But it's kind of emotional listening to them after so long, and there's some just really beautiful moments. And I think for me, Frank had this really interesting effect on me that I can't think of too many other musicians that I've heard their voice so much. Like they're talking to you, like, on all the records where he's kind of doing like narratives or just speaking, or, there's so many little vignettes of him interacting with the audience or whatever it is. It seemed really personal and almost like, you're there kind of thing. So listening to this was kind of a great reminder of how great he was as a guitar player and what an iconic musician he was. And, here I am 40 years later or whatever, listening to these records, and some of them I find just as important as I did back then. Second disc, Deathless Horsey starts it out. That's kind of cool. That's a great piece. Shut Up and Play Your Guitar. That one's super cool. Laid back rhythm section, dynamically, and then he just kills it for the solo, and it's got a little more laid back. There's a lot of the solos where it's really frenetic, and then it has the long lines, like I was saying. And this one is definitely a standout. And then next is Pink Napkins, which is Black Napkins, just a different version. It kind of has a cool, different chordal beginning. And I'm sure someone that's heard all of his bootleg recordings or something would know exactly what show that's from. I do not. That's the second tune of one of two tunes that Terry Bozzio and Patrick O'Hearn are on. And so that's a really nice one. Pinocchio's Furniture, that's what it's called. That one, really quick, under 2 minutes, kind of funky, kind of different than the other stuff. Johnny Can't Read, I really, really, really like that one. Nice unison stuff with the guitar and bass, so some stuff worked out, and just great solos. Stucco Homes is another kind of that kind of like the previous one I was talking about, which is like While You Were Out, that kind of clean guitar sound that is very mysterious to me but cool. And so I skipped over some of the songs, but an amazing collection of guitar solos. And he's done several records since, or after this, sorry. And one was guitar, and then there was the Transfusion. And I don't think they hold up as well as this because those were pulled more from the 88 tour and maybe 84 tour, something like that. And so anyway, I just love this one. And a super important record, and I think, like I said, it had a huge impact on me listening to it again. So for real Frank fans that love his guitar playing and the no nonsense thing of like no singing, no whatever, no comedy type stuff, it's just really stands out as an important record. If you made it this far, thanks for watching and listening, and thanks for all your comments and support. I plan on doing maybe some more Frank stuff, but I'm kind of finding my sweet spot on doing these. I've got a lot of plans to do more metal. That's a huge thing for me. I'm slowly kind of getting back into my roots a little bit. I've never left them, but kind of listening to more of my fusion stuff, less metal. But I want to bring in some of the more important metal bands to me, kind of mostly extreme metal. And I want to talk about that more because that's really important to me as well. So thanks for watching this. I appreciate it. And have a great day and keep watching. Thanks. Bye.